In the update, Monty Williams out as Pistons head coach has led to a lot of reaction as the first major move made by Trajan Langdon. Obvious connections and early conclusions to draw based on little information. James Borrego is an assistant coach in New Orleans, has been for a year. Actually, Monty Williams, Trajan Langdon and Borrego had a brief crossover in San Antonio earlier in both of their careers. Borrego and Langdon went their separate ways, reunited as Langdon was part of the staff that helped bring Borrego in a year ago, who helped improve the Pelicans' offense. The obvious connection there is maybe a sense of urgency as the Cavs are zeroing in on Borrego and might make a decision today. And Trajan Langdon might be like, hold up. Or are they after somebody from the Mavs or Celtics staff? Sam Cassell's name has come up. Not only with the one caller last hour, but I've seen it floated out there in the Twitterverse. So, with those guys, the timing of this might make some sense as to why the firing was announced today. 248-539-9797. It's not Fred Vinson, right? They didn't bring in New Orleans shooting specialist. It would make some sense if there was sort of an all-along belief that they wanted to bring in Borrego and Vinson as part of the staff. That might be where I would push my chips in on what's going to happen next. 248-539-9797. Karsch and Anderson here on 97.1 The Ticket. Let's get back to your open line calls. We got a Frank in Detroit. You're on 97.1. Hi, Frank.
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
What's up?
Yes, I was calling. I think Luke Walton or Darvin Ham, they got experience by high-profile teams. Then I think they might be good candidates for the Pistons.
So I haven't given them much thought. What about those two do you like?
Well, Luke played for he played for the Lakers. Ham played for the Pistons. They've been, they had championship runs and been on championship teams and just got that kind of pedigree of coaching, on a higher level team than getting like lower level coaches and had to, figure out if they're going to succeed or not.
Yeah, add them to the list, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for the phone call, 248-539-9797. Changing coach, this from an unnamed texter. Changing coaches doesn't solve your problems. You have to have players. Players play the game. Do you think Phil Jackson is the greatest coach ever? Absolutely not, in my opinion. I could have coached MJ, Kobe, and Shaq teams. If at some point this texter anyone thought that simply changing coaches was going to turn the Pistons into an elite team or a good team, I don't know that that's even been implied by a caller or a texter at any point. Changing coaches doesn't solve your problems. No kidding. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. We've talked about the cap space. We talked about the pick at 5. We talked about deciding which young pieces you want to build around. Trajan Langdon's probably formulated his opinions on those things already. The draft is a week from today. Brian writes in, I want the Pistons to choose a direction and go all in. It's okay to go against the trend, but you have to be good at it. As a non-shooting team, you need to be great at playing defense and have to be super athletic. The Pistons aren't either, so they've wavered with real no identity over the last decade. That's from Brian. Johnny from Flint says, I think the Pistons should pursue Miles Bridges. I think he'd be a good fit, a dynamic player, wouldn't mind coming back home to play. Unnamed texter, bring in Dan Campbell to coach the Pistons. We only shoot threes and always go for the win on the final possession. Hard Knocks coming soon. Another one here from an unnamed texter. What about picking up Sam Cassell as head coach? He's been a great assistant coach for years and very respected. It could be in play. It could be exactly why this is taken. This announcement was today, is guys who just finished their run with their teams. Love the firing from Gores and Langdon. I do not want James Bond villain Borrego. He was terrible in Charlotte. Chris Quinn from Miami is my guy, great assistant, former player, and part of the Heat culture. Bring that culture to Detroit. Scott at his desk. Dalton Connect can't do anything other than shoot. The kid can't move laterally and will get cooked on defense. Can't play make, have a half decent rebounder. Better off taking a reach in this draft and hope you can train him up. Next one, it's literally next to impossible, but would love to have a coach with the exact same mindset and aggression as Dan Campbell.